North Korea issues warning to US and Europe over Iran conflict. In a surprising but not unprecedented move, North Korea has stepped into the geopolitical spotlight, this time with a warning directed squarely at the United States and European powers. The message? Do not escalate the ongoing conflict involving Iran. This warning comes at a time when the world is holding its breath. The Middle East is once again at the brink of war. Israel and Iran are locked in a deadly spiral of military actions and counterstrikes, threatening to spill into a full-scale regional conflict. In this volatile atmosphere, Pyongyang's voice adds another layer of complexity and tension. Let's break down what's happening, why North Korea is involved, and what this could mean for global peace and security. The conflict between Israel and Iran has been simmering for years, but in recent weeks, it has reached a boiling point. Israel has carried out strikes on Iranian targets both in Syria and within Iranian territory itself. Iran, in turn, has escalated its rhetoric and retaliated through its proxies, groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and various militias in Iraq and Syria. The situation has triggered alarms not just in the region but around the world. The United States and Europe are watching closely. Some are calling for restraint, while others are weighing the cost of potential involvement. Amid this chaos, North Korea's voice has emerged, loud and defiant. North Korea's message, as reported by credible sources including Newsweek and TRT World, was clear. The West must not interfere further in the conflict between Iran and Israel. Pyongyang accused the United States of escalating the crisis and warned that continued Western involvement could lead to serious consequences. Though the statement lacked specific threats, the tone was unmistakably hostile. But why is North Korea involving itself in a conflict over 6,000 miles away? The answer lies in a decades-long relationship rooted in shared ideology and a common enemy: Western, particularly American, dominance. North Korea and Iran may seem like strange allies at first glance, separated by language, culture, and even regional interests. But they have one thing in common. They both reject U.S. influence. Their relationship dates back to 1973, when Iran, then under the Shah, first engaged with North Korea diplomatically. After the 1979 Iranian Revolution, the bond grew even stronger. Iran's new Islamic Republic and North Korea's communist regime found common ground in opposing Western imperialism. Over the decades, their cooperation has included the exchange of military technology, ballistic missile development, and even nuclear expertise, according to reports from intelligence agencies worldwide. To this day, both nations remain under heavy international sanctions. Both see themselves as victims of an unjust global order, and both continue to support one another in times of conflict. So when Iran finds itself under threat, it is no surprise that North Korea speaks out. Despite the strong words from Pyongyang, the reaction from Washington and European capitals has been muted. There have been no official responses to North Korea's statement. This is likely a calculated choice. Western leaders are deeply focused on the unfolding Israel-Iran conflict and may see Pyongyang's warning as a distraction or even a rhetorical stunt. Moreover, North Korea is not seen as a direct player in the Middle East. Its influence is limited, and its warnings, while symbolically important, do not carry the same strategic weight as statements from regional powers like Turkey, Saudi Arabia, or Egypt. However, analysts caution that North Korea's involvement, even rhetorically, adds to the complexity of the crisis. It signals to Iran that it still has vocal allies, and it sends a message to the West that actions in one part of the world can have consequences in others. Let's step back for a moment. What does all of this mean for the average person watching the news in Europe, Africa, or Asia? It means we are entering an era of renewed global polarization. The lines between East and West, between allies and adversaries, are being redrawn. The Israel-Iran conflict isn't just about regional politics anymore. It's becoming a proxy battlefield. One where global powers choose sides, either openly or in the shadows. North Korea's warning is more than symbolic. It's a reminder that isolated regimes are not truly isolated anymore. In an age of global networks, diplomatic alliances, and military cooperation, even the most unlikely voices can add fuel to the fire. So what happens next? Much will depend on how the Israel-Iran conflict evolves in the coming weeks. Will diplomacy prevail, or will more missiles fly? The United States and Europe must decide how far they are willing to go to support Israel or to de-escalate the situation with Iran. Meanwhile, Iran's regional allies are watching closely, and now so is North Korea. If the conflict worsens, we may see more countries stepping in, either diplomatically or militarily. The risk of a larger war cannot be ignored, and if that happens, North Korea's warning could become part of a larger, far more dangerous narrative. In the grand chessboard of global politics, every move counts. North Korea's latest statement might seem like just another bluster from a defiant regime. But in today's interconnected world, even words carry weight. As tensions rise in the Middle East, and as alliances old and new are tested, the world must tread carefully. One miscalculation, one wrong move, could ignite a chain reaction far beyond the borders of Iran or Israel. The message from Pyongyang is clear. The world is watching, and not all the watchers are silent anymore. Subscribe for more news updates.